Bracket the Yahweh, Bracket the Yahweh Shai, 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 Call log Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakadash. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with the 144% sincerity. Salaki to the men, women, and children listening and learning, to the Bayash Debadat, the house of David. Abaratazal be of that number. I am Ayash Yatab, coming to you today with the lesson on the wicked. All right. Lord willing, this is edifying. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the lesson. This is going to be the book of Jeremiah, chapter 8 and verse 44. And it reads, Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. All right, let's deal with that right there. He was a murderer from the beginning. And who's the lust of their father? All right, the lust of their father, all right, the wicked. Well, let's go ahead and find out. This is going to be the book of Genesis. It's going to be Genesis chapter 4, and we're going to start at verse 8. And it reads, And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. All right. So Cain slew his brother. All right. And if you look up that word slew, it means to kill. All right. To murder, to put to death. All right. So what happened? Cain killed Abel. All right. So that was the first murder ever recorded. All right. First murder ever recorded. So now knowing and understanding that that's the first murder ever recorded, hey, let's go ahead, read back. Let's go back to book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. All right. And I'll just start from the beginning. And it reads, Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. All right. So he was a murderer from the beginning. Your father, the wicked. All right. And abide not in the truth. All right. So he abided not in the truth. He didn't seek truth. He didn't want to tell the truth. He had no desire for the truth. All right. So he abided not in it. He always, let me continue to read. Because there is not truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. All right. So he was speaking a lie at all times. All right. Everything that he had for his gain was in deceit, was a lie. All right. And you know that by reading the story. All right. If you go back into Genesis, all right, and you read Genesis chapter 4, all right, and you read those verses, 1 through 10, all right, you'll see he gave an unacceptable sacrifice to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, and he knew the laws, all right, he knew what to give him, all right, to give him the best of everything that he's got, because that's what Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai deserves, the best of everything you got. And his brother Abel, all right, gave an acceptable offering, an acceptable sacrifice of the firstling of his kid, all right, of his sheep, all right, gave him the best, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai deserves the best, all right, but being the father and being of lies, all right, he's the father of murderers and the father of lies, all right, so the lie that he told, this is the book of Genesis, this is going to be chapter 4, and verse 9, and it reads, And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? All right. So he told a lie right there. He obviously knew where he was. He just murdered him. All right. So he just murdered him. And that, am I my brother's keeper for you 80s babies and up? That's that New Jack City. They stole it from the scriptures. All right. Am I my brother's keeper? It happened to be two Jakes. Isn't that pretty wild? The similitude. All right. And then he ended up killing his brother. All right. So Cain and Abel. All right. That's where that spirit comes from. Matter of fact, we'll get into that. All right. Abaratazah. And I'm going to read verse 10. And he said, why hast thou, Slakia? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. All right. So Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, already knew. He already knew what he did. And he gave him the opportunity to even come clean, and he still lied. All right. He's still a liar. And matter of fact, to prove that he's a liar, all right, and that same spirit, all right, because obviously that spirit is of the father of the devil since the beginning. Who else has that spirit? All right? Who else has that spirit? Well, let's go ahead and find out. All right, so let's go to the book of Slakia. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 25. All right? And 25, let's go to verse 30. Slakia. Slakia. This would be Genesis chapter 25 and verse 32. And it reads, and Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? All right. So what profit should this birthright do to me? All right. Because Jacob, all right, his brother had asked him, to sell him the birthright this day because Esau came in hungry from the field. And once again, you can read this story for this account. But Esau came in from the field and he wanted something to eat, and Jacob was making food. All right. There's tons of things he could have did. He could have fasted. He could have prayed. He could have waited till the food was done. All right. He could have held out. He could have did something, but he wanted his belly to be full right now, and that's all he cared about. All right. So he sold him his birthright. All right. He sold him his birthright this day. All right. And if you continue to read the story, Jacob says, swear unto me this day. And so, and he did. All right. Esau did. All right. But jumping down, matter of fact, to show you once again that it's a lie and that he's a liar. And that he's a liar. Let's go to Genesis 27 and let's go to 36. And it reads, and he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He said he has supplanted me these 2 times. Well, not really, if you think about it, because didn't he sell him the birthright? He sold him the birthright in that day. All right? So he sold him the birthright, but yet he's saying he supplanted him. So that's a lie within itself. How can you sell something? All right? And now that it's time to cash in, you don't want to deliver on it. But Yahweh Shem Yahushai already knew, because if you go back to chapter 25, all right, and read the beginning of, and read, I believe, Genesis 25 and start at 24, all right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai, start at 20. Yahweh Shem Yahushai had already ordained it, all right? It has already been ordained that the elder shall serve the younger. All right? But to go and show you that same hatred that Cain had, all right? The same hatred that he had for his brother, guess who has that? All right? Guess who has that? Because this is reincarnation. All right? And matter of fact, and just because, all right, and just be just for that, we're going to go to the book of Genesis. It's going to be chapter 27 and verse 1, and it reads, "And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob." All right. So he wanted to kill his own brother once again. All right. That same spirit of Cain is in Esau, Edom. All right. Is in Esau, Edom. And there's a lot more to this story. But Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. You know, and matter of fact, I got one more. Salakia. I got one more because there was a curse on Cain. All right. There was a curse on Cain. And it's going to be... And it ties in. I'll do some more videos on this particular topic. All right. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11. And it reads, "Because sentence against an evil work is not exceedingly speedily, therefore the heart of sons of men is fully set in them to do evil." Reading verse 12, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the power, which fear before him. All right. And I read that just for edification on this lesson. All right. This lesson to say that, look, reincarnation is real. All right. That mark that Cain had from his murder, all right, was given to him even back through reincarnation in Edom. All right. In Esau, Edom. All right. And there's more on this topic, but didn't want to make the video this long. Salakia. But I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men and women and children listening and learning, and to the Bayash Dabadat, the house of David. All right. Call log Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. Just the water for letting me do this lesson. Till the next time, Shalom.